Hello and welcome to another episode of The Electric in the Region. I'm Mads. Today we're out with a Model Y Performer. Yeah, like I say. New front there. Plastic stuff. And then of course these rims. 255, 35, 21s. I was wrong. 275, 35, 21. That's very wide tires. And also you have here, they've widened now. And also they've made, these are now black. So it's pretty big. It can pull a trailer, it has the indirect light bar, stuff like that. So it still looks pretty good. Lowered a little bit. Hopefully the brakes work. I don't think the brake feel in this is as good as in the Model 3. I don't know exactly why. Same stuff in the back here. It's electric. Yeah. Locked. So yeah, it's a Y basically. Terribly sorry, the camera there apparently hadn't got any power, so yeah, I have to charge it while I do the test. So the mic is off, the external mic. Inside it looks like any Model 3, slightly more shaped. The front seats are fabulous. And now, the tire support is electric, so it goes out a little bit more than usual, which is nice. It is fully adjustable. Could have gone out even more, but whatever. That's what it is. The rest of the interior is the same. Seats are fabulous, the same sports seats as in the... I'm not going to say it's the same as in the S and the 3, but they're similar enough. Very comfortable to sit in. The whole doing place. Screen is a little bit bigger. It's a 16-inch now. It's OLED. Whatever, HID something, never mind, it works. Tiny little bit of carbon fiber. That's really about it. It's 60,000 euro, and also we get the aluminium pedals. Hoo-ha. 60,000 euros. They say 450 horses in Europe. I say 500 because I've seen the readouts of the car that the Misha Sharudin have had around the Nürburgring, and it reads out more power than 450. So that, yeah, newton meters, I don't know, 600 or 7 or whatever, in plenty. It's a 3.5 to 0 to 60 adaptive chassis now. So you go here, you go on dynamic. You have your insane setting here. You have your also standard and reduced on the region, and your sport here for your driving, the adaptive chassis. So yeah, and even in insane mode, like all Teslas, really, you can poodle around with it, and it's a pussycat. It's a pussycat. It really is. It's fabulous. So at 68%, it indicates 377. Look at that. It's just for the sake of fun. Look at the average consumption of this. There. How long is the car gone? It's 1500. That's this one. An average of 185.3. And this is a demonstrator. While we're on the... Now we can actually test this thing without the mic connected. We can see how quiet it really is. Yeah, like I said, same storage space as any Model Y, 800 and whatever liters, 2000 liters more or less, with all the seats down and everything. Big frunk. And it has the same adaptive suspension that the Model 3 has, the performance. It doesn't have air suspension, not like the S and the X. But now it's in, let's see what is it in dynamic. It's in sport suspension, and insane mode, so it's a little bit stiffer. But even that's the beauty of the Teslas. Anyway, like the Model S Plaid, which is one of the fastest cars on the planet. Yes, I know the Yang Wang is and all of that, but it is still one of the fastest four-door saloons ever made. You can put it on crazy madman mode, and you can poodle around with it like a pussycat. It's this throttle pedal on many electric cars, but particularly on Teslas, they're so well calibrated. You can have all the power in the world, and you can still just poodle about with it. It's so incredibly sweet. Not all cars do this as well. Very few actually. BMW is good. Kia, Hyundai are good. Most are good, but not with all that power on board. Let's put it back into standard suspension. You can feel the entire car relax a little bit more. Like you take your belt out a notch or two. You can breathe. The car breathes a little bit better. But regardless of where you have it, it's not really harsh. It's a little bit harsher even now in standard suspension. So it doesn't go quite as soft as my car do. I drove the launch edition of the new Y last year, I think, or earlier this year. I can't remember. I think it was earlier this year. And I pushed it on a road, and it was really good fun because it was really quick. Not quite as quick as this, but very quick. Quite considerably quicker than my car is. But you can feel it lean really when you begin to attack the corners, and you can hear the mud guards kind of sweep the tarmac sometimes. This doesn't lean that way. It doesn't really. It just does what you tell it to do, and then you have this. They're not plushed in seats. They're not soft in any way, but they're just because you're so well supported. And also they've pushed the headrest a little bit forward. Your whole sitting position doesn't change, but because they're more sporty, the entire driving experience in a way changes. It's a little bit like putting sports seats in anything. You sit so much. I don't know what is more correct maybe. And it's still quiet. It's still refined. It's still. Yeah, all of this is taped without the external microphone. This is the inbuilt microphone of the old GoPro. I'm really curious about how this is gonna, what is it gonna sound like? Because I don't know. I haven't used the internal microphones on the GoPro for years. Thankfully, most people would say. It's 13 degrees today. It's overcast, as you can see. It's windy, but even windy day like today, it's still quiet in there. It's just little things. A colleague asked me the other day, "Is really Tesla the best electric car in the world?" I said, "Depends on what you measure on. If you want comfort, get a Hongqi or get a BYD Han or a Xpeng G9 or whatever, you know, or a used e-tron. Apart from the e-trons might be full of faults and expensive problems, but yeah, no, yeah." But if you want very competent software and a good user experience and the little things that matter, like for instance the input, it's so soft, it's so pliant, the entire. And now here through the corners you can just lean on it. It leans a little bit, but it's a little bit too big and heavy. Not big, but it's a little bit too heavy for the really narrow twist and turn country roads. Because I tried to push it on one of those, and I didn't really like the car. I love the Model 3 performance there because it's a saloon car. It's a different vibe to it. It's a different feel in the entire thing. But across here, for instance, apart from the traffic, this more open country road is where this car really comes into its own. Sound system is the same as it's a premium sound system. It's really good. And once you just sub down a little bit, at least you get a very balanced, a very balanced picture as well on the sound stage, as it were. It's definitely one of the better sound systems out there. There is better sound systems, obviously. Burmasters of the world, the Mark Levinsons of the world, and also the Bowser and Wilkins. As I mentioned, that's in the Volvo. That's just it's so good. So it's not on that level, but it doesn't cost that cars that costs twice as much money as this. So yeah. No, there's traffic behind. I can't really do that. Put it in this. No, it doesn't want to do launch mode. It just want to do. Oh my god, that's quick. Yeah, so you really don't need more car than this, or more power, to be perfectly honest. Not on the open road anyway. This broken piece of tarmac. Put the adaptive suspension into standard. The difference between standard and sport isn't really that big. It's there, it's difference, but it could have been bigger. It could have been even more relaxed. That said, these huge rims and tires do make it pick up undulations and pitter-patter over holes and bridge joints and stuff more anyway, regardless of what the suspension does, obviously. So, yeah. No, I'm not complaining, I'm just noticing things. So if you're given these cars 19s or 20s, probably you have more compliance as well. There's a little bit of performance, but it's fractional and you won't really notice. Because I can't possibly imagine these Pirelli P0, by the way, the tires can be particularly cheap to replace. I'm not going to replace it because it's not my car, but you know. I connected up the external microphone now. It's really, you can lean on that front end. But it's not a car you throw into the corners. And in that regard, I get the impression that the Model S and also the Model 3 somehow is just better. But of course, they're saloon cars, it's the same thing. Even if this is not the biggest crossover in the world, it's still a crossover. So it can't do magic. All demonstrators are naturally speed locked, which is a very good idea from Tesla, but particularly on these performance models. It's just they build speed so fast. And okay, there's tire noise in here. It's a windy day, so it's not that much wind noise actually. You don't really notice the speed. You're just kicking it and you're just passing a few cars and then suddenly you're looking down and you go, oh my word. So yeah. Tom Ford of Top Gear, I think it was Tom, one of the Top Gear presenters anyway, it's just get a long range Tesla Model Y instead because it's such a good car now. And he's right, it is a very good car. Personally though, given that there's no range penalty to speak of, if you're not unduly bothered by the tires, and the thought of replacing said tires, and also there is more tire noise here, these seats and the very nice chassis, if you like a bit of a sporty drive, then this really has it. It's a really, really nice chassis here. It's just wonderful. It's. I haven't driven the Porsche Taycan yet. I have to give it a try. I'm not gonna say this is a Taycan rival, even if on paper it probably is. Porsche is Porsche, and only Porsche can do Porsche things. But considering the massive price difference, I'm just guessing now, but I would imagine the Taycan probably costing easily twice as much as this. Considering that, this is a bargain. This is a steal at 60,000 euros. It's just, it's a lot of money, yeah, but I get a lot of car as well. And I keep banging on about this. The refinement in the modern Teslas is just so far removed from what the first cars they came out with. Because this is really, 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 really good. See what I mean now? Just need the tiniest pieces of road on your path. Yes, I didn't floor it there because it's an outside of a corner and I wanted a little bit of control. Besides, yeah, it was still going quick enough, even on part throttle. That's a nice thing about, and slightly dangerous thing about a powerful car. You move you get kind of in a bit of a bubble, and you forget what normal people kind of expect things to do. This is a nice car on a semi-open country road like this. Model 3 performance is better, but this is much more spacious. And it's still compliant and pliant and nice to drive and comfortable, fairly comfortable. And it's still better to drive than the old first Model Ys that came out, the pre-Berlin cars. So this has been kind of more poodling about on country roads than an actual full-on attack mode. That's partly my own fault and partly the camera's fault, but this is where people drive, you know. So yeah, there is that. It's not completely without relevance. And even on a day like today, on a windy autumn day, we're still running 156 watt hours. I mean, in a performance car. Yeah, that's impressive. So you can still do like what, 500 and whatever kilometers in this car if you want to. That's kind of the thing. The Ioniq 5N is a fabulous car. In many ways much better than this. I don't know how the temperature cooling, the battery cooling system is here, but in the Ioniq 5 it's fun. You can do 2 runs of the Nordschleife without it overheating, and that's really impressive. You can't do that in a Tesla. At least you couldn't. I don't know how this is, like I say, but I do my driving on the road, so I don't really care about track driving. It's kind of irrelevant for me. Either way, you don't have the gear changes, you don't have the noise, you don't have the whole fossil simulator, which Kia Hyundai does brilliantly, I might add. But you know, you still have a very, very quick car, very capable car, and it's efficient. Let's say it again, this car runs at 275 rear tires, and it's fairly quiet. There really is no noise in there. It should have been a lot more noise, particularly from the back. It really isn't. But the pickup, the microphone is probably not going to pick this up. There's this really annoying whine from the front motor. Normally I'm not bothered by motor whine, but like we're doing now, we're following traffic, we're doing, and then you have gentle inputs. So shut up. Gentle throttle inputs. you can hear it whine, and then you give it a little bit more and the whine goes away. So it's not really a big problem, it's just partial, it's partially throttle. And it's kind of, but apart from that, no, I really want these seats in my car. They're so good. They fit my body very well. They're still wide, so you know, you can still have a wide girth and you can still sit there. Yeah, I have to thank Tesla Sarpsborg, by the way, for lending me this thing. No, I must say, I really enjoy it. Seats are good. Finally, you have that thigh support that we always wanted. Yeah, okay, it could have been even more of it, but it's actually not bad at all. And these seats are just so nice, just so supportive, without being cramped in any way. It just gives you a, and then you add on that the chassis, and you just really want to push the car a little bit. It gives you a little bit more sporty edge to everything. Just starting from these seats really, and then everything builds from there. Is it worth it over and above the long range? The long range is already such a good car. Yes, well, that depends. It depends on you. It depends on what you want. If you just want a car that's quick, comfortable, fairly quiet, it can take you across Europe or wherever you're going with you and all your stuff without using very much energy to do it, get a long range. If you want that efficiency and all this stuff, and you want a more sporty driving experience, you want more sporty seats, you want an even faster car because the long range is too slow or doesn't go fast enough on the autobahn, or you just want a country road warrior, well, consider it. Give it a try. Don't for a second mistake this for the previous generation. This performance, like the whole new range of the Juniper Model Ys and Model 3s, there is nothing to do with yesterday's performance. They were noisy and stiff and just not in general particularly. This is proper. It's a good car. It has a good chassis. It's quiet. It's comfy. You can easily daily this, and everybody can get in and drive it, and it's not really a big issue. So poodling around in traffic, going back to the service center. I think I'll hopefully be there. I'm not gonna make the semi. Oh, anyway. We're running 147.2 as an average since we photographed the outside of the car. We've done 60 kilometers, and it indicates 230 kilometers on the energy graph on a pretty low, on 182.2 watt hours per kilometer over the last 300 kilometers. Anyway, the point is, with 51%, so if you add it up, you do some rough maths, that ends up with about 600 kilometers, and you can just turn the autopilot on and you're off really. Just sit back and cruise and enjoy the wonderful sound system. So yeah, it's definitely a nice car, definitely worth considering if you want a sporty crossover with plenty of space, plenty of range, perfectly right charging. Yeah, so I think that's it for now really. Thanks for watching. Do like, comment, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in another video in another car. Until then, take care. Goodbye.